Okay, we're going to continue in our series, Searching for Heroes. And today, we're going to talk about the secret to success. The secret to success. Somebody may say, well, it's all about how you dress. You got to dress for success. Get a nice Armani. Ladies, get your Manolo boots. Look the part. Look like you're successful, and you'll be successful. Other people may say success. It's all about networking, knowing the right people. Get your business cards. Get on Facebook. Sometimes that could be a detriment to your success because then everybody knows your business, but that's another secret that people would espouse is this is the secret to success. Other people may say, hey, success is all about this. Get an education. Go to school, work hard, pull the all-nighter. Study, 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 cram it all in. Ace the exam, and to be honest, after you do all that, you don't remember anything that you studied. I mean, I was in class the other day, and I was like, you know what? They had us doing like sentence diagrams, elementary school, and I was so completely lost. Because you don't remember that stuff. It's just the way that people say, hey, get good grades, people will notice, then you get the best job, and then that's success. And we live in this culture of success. America, America, land of the free, home of the brave, anything can happen. And a lot of us, our parents, our grandparents, we've been indoctrinated with anything can happen in America. But what about everybody that hasn't gotten success? For all of the stories of where somebody went from rags to riches, there's plenty more where people are still in rags. What about the people that are left behind? Nobody really talks about that. And so we've created this atmosphere of achievement, but not everybody achieves. But still in all, we love success. That's why we love movies like Rocky. The guy is slow, dumb, but he takes a beating so he can win. The underdog. We love Rudy, little short dude, trying to play football. Finally gets to play for Notre Dame. We love that. We love Slumdog Millionaire. It's gotten to be global now. This whole thing about success and being the underdog. And today we're going to talk about this underdog named Gideon. There's a Gideon fan. Okay. I have a website. I love Gideon or something. Gideon was an underdog, and he found success, but it wasn't necessarily in the things that we think make for success. And we're going to travel along with Gideon and discover the secret to success. Anybody want to know how to be successful? There we go. There we go. Please. We're going to go to our scriptures, and it's Judges chapter 6. And this is pretty lengthy, but I really want to get the dialogue, so follow along with me if you will. Judges 6:1, it reads, again the Israelites did evil in the eyes of the Lord, and for 7 years he gave them into the hands of the Midianites. Because the power of Midian was so oppressive, the Israelites prepared shelters for themselves in mountain clefts, caves, and strongholds. Whenever the Israelites planted their crops, the Midianites, Amalekites, and other eastern peoples invaded the country. They camped on the land and ruined the crops all the way to Gaza, and did not spare a living thing for Israel, neither sheep, nor cattle, nor donkeys. They came up with their livestock and their tents like swarms of locusts. It was impossible to count the men and their camels. They invaded the land to ravage it. Midian so impoverished the Israelites that they cried out to the Lord for help. We've been here before, haven't we? When the Israelites cried to the Lord because of Midian, he sent them a prophet who said, "This is what the Lord, the God of Israel, says. I brought you up out of Egypt, out of the land of slavery. I snatched you from the power of Egypt and from the hand of all your oppressors. I drove them from before you and gave you their land. I said to you, I am the Lord your God. Do not worship the gods of the Amorites in whose land you live, but you have not listened to me." The angel of the Lord came and sat down under the oak in Ophrah that belonged to Joash the Abiezrite, where his son Gideon was threshing wheat in a winepress to keep it from the Midianites. When the angel of the Lord appeared to Gideon, he said, "The Lord is with you, mighty warrior." "But sir," Gideon replied, "if the Lord is with us, why has all this happened to us?" Now, I've been there. "Where are all his wonders that our fathers told us about when they said, 'Did not the Lord bring us up out of Egypt?' But now the Lord has abandoned us and put us into the hand of Midian." The Lord turned to him and said, "Go in the strength you have and save Israel out of Midian's hand. Am I not sending you?" "But Lord," Gideon asked, "how can I save Israel? My clan is the weakest in Manasseh, and I am the least in my family." The Lord answered, "I will be with you, and you will strike down all the Midianites together." Gideon replied, If now I have found favor in your eyes, give me a sign that it is really you talking to me." That's fair. Talk about stories. One of the biggest characters in the story, any story, is the scenery. It's a silent character all on its own, and you can break up the story of Gideon by scenes. And in this first scene, we have the Israelites doing bad. They're doing so bad that they're living in caves. You got to be doing real bad to say, man, I don't want to live out in the open. I'd rather live in a cave. What would it take to get them to say, you know what? It could be a bear in there or some other unnamed creature, but let's make our home here, honey. Sometimes we put ourselves in caves, maybe not physical caves, but emotional caves. Sometimes we get hurt. And that place, that part of us that gets hurt, we say, oh, no, 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 no. Not going to get hurt again. I'm not going to let anybody see that. I'm going to protect myself. And so the Israelites are in this place of, we got to protect ourselves. Because the Midianites were people who were nomads, and they would go everywhere with their flocks and their camels, as the text says. They would go somewhere and they would feed off the land. They were, I mean, honestly, I know this is a way of life and a culture, but I just think they were leeches. They would just go somewhere and squat on somebody else's land. And so they got to be so huge and so numerous that they could run all over Israel. It says they were like a swarm of locusts. It says they ruined their crops. So not only did they use their crops, but whatever they didn't use, they ruined it. And it was sort of like, the only thing I could think of is an agricultural backwash.